We're here to help. Hello?
Hi, how's it going? Welcome to We're Here to Help. You're with Jake and Gareth. We're going to help you. That's going to happen. But first,
and Gareth, a special guest.
You want to bring in our special guest?
Well,
All right, go ahead.
So, from the New York Times, we have
no
Melina
pressure on this call.
Delchek. I screwed up the name. You say it.
Delicate.
Welcome to the podcast. Okay, so now we're back in, Garth.
Okay, so can we get your name or your pseudonym, and can we get your age?
Yes, my name is Jamie, and I'm 32.
Great start. And what can we help you with today? What are we trying to help?
All right, so I've got a big problem with my marriage that I need help with.
Okay.
So we've been married for 8 years, and we just had our first baby, 6 months old.
Congrats.
So I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Am I the only one? Big congrats. That's huge. Jake,
I'm waiting to hear what's going on, Garth. I'm waiting to hear what's going on.
The miracle of life is going on.
There's a lot of miracles. We
That's
got hundreds of millions of miracles every day. Let's hear what's happening here, Jamie.
Jamie, my hat's off to you. Well done. Jake, a little more callous, but continue, please. Thank you.
No, I think mine's the best miracle, but anyway.
Yep, there we go.
Gareth, literally everybody says that. Literally everybody says that. Not
Jake,
all babies.
I think it's time, Jake. We're not going to sidecar into the baby debate.
But I will say this really fast. Not all babies are cute. Go ahead, Jamie.
Jamie, go ahead. We think yours is adorable. Please proceed.
I've been told my baby is beautiful, so I'll send you a picture so you can decide for yourself.
We'll be the judge of that.
Jake. If you don't hear back, it's not good. Okay, so get into it.
I'm a stay-at-home mom now. Yes,
Okay.
so I'm at home, and I've been introduced to my husband's morning routine. So he gets up early, he goes for a run, comes home, takes a shower, so pretty normal. Gets out of the shower, dries off, and then doesn't put any clothes on, which, okay, maybe that's normal. I always put clothes on. But he then grabs his toothbrush, starts brushing his teeth, still no clothes, and then he starts stretching while brushing his teeth, while naked. And I grew up very modestly, like only one man in the house. My dad always had clothes on. Swimming, he had a T-shirt on. At home, always T-shirt, shorts. Never saw him in his underwear. You know, just like,
Sure.
just a clothed man is what I'm used to. And so now my husband, naked, every morning. And where I lay in bed, I can see him. Every morning I see this happening. And so our 6-month-old gets up. My husband brings him to bed with me. And now my 6-month-old is also watching his dad stretching, naked, brushing his teeth. And I'm just like, it's weird. I'm like, I'm scared that I'm scarring my baby. Because, you know, anytime you see a naked parent, like, that's disturbing. So I'm like, is my baby scarred for life? Is my husband going to teach my baby to do this?
Jamie, I got a quick question. Jamie, I got to jump in. I got to ask a quick question here.
Okay.
What kind of stretches?
It's a good
So
question.
he starts with, like, I wish I knew names of stretches. Do they have
Just
names?
walk us through
But,
what the
like-
body, not walk us through what that hunk's body is doing in the morning.
Yeah, what are we looking at?
Is he reaching to the stars? Is he touching his toes?
Is
So
yeah.
he starts with, like, the hip stretch. Like, you kind of lunge a little bit. So, like, the
Okay.
lunges.
Don't love a
does a little, like-
naked man lunging right off the bat, but let's
I
see if
gotta
this
say,
develops.
I don't hate it because you got to keep the hips loose, and that's a fact.
Yeah, you could do it in boxers for sure. But okay, so naked lunges were,
Yeah,
I guess,
and
mixed.
then he moves on to, like, the quad stretch, I guess. You lift up your foot and you hold it.
Fine. That's fine.
It's like touching your
That's
quad.
fine.
It's-
But nothing
is
on.
he-
He's never done
But
touching
is he
the toes.
is he doing like a squat?
No, I've never seen a
Okay,
squat.
great.
Are you
Okay.
seeing front or back when he's doing this?
I've seen the back.
The back, not the best.
The
Not
back.
what
No,
I would
that's
hope
not
to
the
hear,
best
to be
view. I
honest.
agree
No, it's
with
not
that.
great.
And
Not
then
great.
I got another
Either
question.
one's good. I don't know.
Jamie, I got another question for you.
Yeah.
Has this morning routine of stretching naked, did this start when the baby was born? Because you said you were with him for 8 years?
Right. So, like, I was a kindergarten teacher before, so I was always awake before him. So I never saw this routine until
on,
now. And I'm like,
Jamie.
maybe it's... What?
Jamie, I got to call bullshit a little bit. While you're dating this man and you wake up on a Saturday, you're not teaching kindergarten every morning.
Well,
You
we
know
didn't
I'm
live
right.
together until we got married.
Oh, okay.
We're one of those
wow.
prude couples, where you wait for
Okay,
marriage,
so
that kind
was
of thing.
was he more conservative with how he lived his life around you until recently, and now that you're home, he's not holding back because guess what? He's a man in his own house. He's got to be himself too.
Yeah.
So this
Well,
is real.
he
You
is
have
the
not
kid.
seen this side of him since you had a baby?
Not the naked bathroom thing, but every time
You
he
haven't
comes
seen the
home from work,
backside. Yeah.
in the living room, he'll just take off clothes, leave underwear on, but he just doesn't want to wear clothes.
So we're not just talking about a morning routine that's maybe incongruent with yours. We're talking about a pretty much at-home nudist.
No, he wears underpants.
Yeah, he's got
Is-
his underpants on.
Oh, okay.
My daughter
But he's-
said to me once, she said, the second you get home, Daddy, you take your pants off. And I
Yeah.
said, we were out, I said, that's not accurate. And we walked in the house, and as we walked in, I took my pants off. And
Yeah.
she said, see? And I go, yeah. So I think what this is, Jamie, is, what are we calling your husband, by the way, just so we know?
Jordan, his real name.
Jordan. Okay, respect. Just
Calling
sell
him
him
out.
up. You got a fake name. He's Jordan. You're going to give us his last name and where he works
No,
too,
my
huh?
name's real.
Oh, right. I respect you, Jamie. So here's what I think. I think your dad was a little bit tight. Putting a shirt on in a pool?
The T-shirt in the pool, as a former chubby child, let me just say, the T-shirt in the pool...
AKA Fat Aaron Paul.
Listen, we're trying to move away from that title, obviously. That's out there now, but we're trying to move away. But that was like a cover of when I was a fat kid, I would be I would put a shirt on in the pool and be like, I got sunburned. It was like, there was the sunburn club in the shallow end and 7 chubby kids lying about a sunburn they didn't get. So I understand it, but I think Jake's right. We are definitely leaning in a direction where swimming in a T-shirt is was your dad very fair skinned, or was he just,
did he have tits?
He's a modest man.
He was a modest man.
So
he just
think
that feeling of drowning in the pool.
Gareth is right. There's always a group of men who put shirts on, and they're all chubby, and they all talk about
I got to watch my moles. My dermatologist said I got to really pay attention to some of these moles, otherwise my shirt will be off.
And
I love my body.
As a guy who goes up and down in weight, there's just times I go I got to put a rash guard on.
Yes.
And then if I'm going through a workout phase, I'm like, it's vitamin D. Let the sun hit this hunk spot.
Totally. Yes. There's times where that's like what I'll do with stand-up is there's times where I'm like, this shirt shows off my arms. And then there's other times where I'm like, if I wear 4 cloaks, maybe no one could see how fat I am right now from the road. But what we're saying is basically you were definitely raised maybe on one end of the spectrum. And I don't know how crazy this is. I guess this is one of the downsides to not living together before this. Let me ask you this. How's his body?
Good question.
I find him very attractive.
You like his body. You like his body, but you like some layers
Let
on
me
his
ask
body.
you another question. How's your dad's body when you were growing up?
Oh my God.
Chubby, huh? Dad let it go, huh?
No, he's fairly thin. He's a runner.
So here's what I kind of think. I don't think that you have a problem right now in terms of scarring your kid one bit, but I do think you got a problem on the horizon, Jamie. And I'm going to tell you what I think that problem is I don't think you love the idea of seeing a man bending over in front of you in the morning. And I think what's happening is your baby's going to learn from him. And soon you're going to have 2 naked men stretching in your bedroom. Because when that little baby grows up after watching his dad doing squats with no underpants on for 12 years, he's going to go, my quads and my hammies are tight too. Rip those underpants off, little guy, and do some stretches. And then you're going to be in a world of trouble, especially if you keep having kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't think Jordan's doing anything wrong, but I do think he's teaching a lesson that I'm not sure you want taught.
Yeah, I think that would be the thing. It's a hard one to correct. I'm trying to put myself in Jordan's position. If someone said to me, hey, when you're doing your nude, naked morning stretches, I'm worried about how that's going to affect our kid. And I'm going to be like, what? Don't put it on what's going on here? It's difficult. I think it's definitely one of those things where it's there's bigger problems. Can you shut him into a room when he's doing his little stretches? Can you sort of close the door? Is that possible?
There is no door. It's like our bathroom has that sink room with no door, and then the toilet's in a room kind of thing.
So, I'm sorry, I don't mean to Architectural Digest, but we're not talking about a open toilet in the you have a.
No, the toilet has a door. but the
Okay.
sinks are open.
And then,
Otherwise,
Jamie,
that's the main problem.
have you brought this up to him?
I have not. I have to come to you guys first.
I think by the way, I think your instincts are dead right. I think you are dead right. But here's what I think what Gareth is going is interesting. I think that there's a world you could bring it up to him and say, is there a way we could figure out a little privacy? Because there's nothing wrong with having like a privacy screen. Because I will say, I don't mind taking layers of clothes off. I know my wife doesn't want to see me lift up one leg with no underpants on. And I don't think anybody on planet Earth ever wants to see anybody else except for like 3% of true perverts. The rest of us, there's just areas of the human body we don't need to see at certain angles.
Yes.
And I think it's fair to say, I'm just seeing some angles of you that I don't think your partner needs to see, to which he could say, I hear that. Go ahead, Garth.
Pardon the pun, but I'm going to buttress what you're going for, and I'm going to say we can kind of have an entry point through a gift. When is his birthday?
January.
January?
Oh, I hear where you're
Do you
going
need more
with
than
this.
that? Or-
No. January is
So
fine.
I think whatever holiday we're celebrating in December or January, how about an entry point of a bathrobe? A robe that sort of is like, hey, I just think for, walking around. I mean, nothing. And then see what that does. See if that maybe kind of gives you the on-ramp to, well, I just think like in the morning, it might, you could even do a his and her robe. Something like that, where you're like, we're robe people, and just
You know
see
what else you could do? I like where you're going with the gift. I think you could do a robe. I think you could also do a screen. You could get those, like, you know what I'm talking about, Garf? Those like Japanese style screens that like look cool too, but you can fold them up.
But it's pardon me while I slip into something more comfortable.
Exactly,
furniture.
that kind of screen. So we got to jump off. We got our next caller on, but Jamie, we're going to say this: the kind of advice we're given is the idea of getting him a gift, either a bathrobe or some sort of a screen. What do you think you're going to do here? What's your move?
I mean, I'm kind of disappointed I have to buy something, but I have a robe.
Or just lean in. Or just lean in.
Or you could just show him a picture. Show him a picture of a robe.
Wait a second. I've got an idea. I have an idea.
Okay,
I have an
all right,
idea.
Let's
I got
go.
a third idea. And I think
Let's
this is going to win because she did not like the idea of purchasing something.
Very opposed.
Jamie, here's your move, and I'm going to need you to be a fucking gangster to pull this off.
Okay.
Next time he's doing these stretches, rip off your clothes and do the same ones.
Well,
And I'm going to tell you, Gareth, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. In a movie, you're going to think, dude, he's going to be psyched. And the whole idea of like, a woman takes off her shirt and her husband can't help himself. In reality, if she's doing like a super gross squat in front from the wrong angle, he's going to go like, Jamie, what are you doing? And she's going to go, just like you, I woke up. I'm a little gassy, and I'm stretching in front of you. And he's
But the downside of that,
this is
what
a
if he's like,
nightmare.
we're the stretchers? Like, he could be like, babe, finally. You know what I mean? You are playing
agree.
with a little bit of fire.
All right, Jamie, you go ahead, Garf.
Well, I mean, I think you could go to look, I think in my head, I'm picturing like, some macrame robe, but you could hit up the Salvation Army and just get some kind of shady hospital robe or something and just see what that does.
What about getting him as a joke gift, little funny thong underpants? Like American flag, go like, and then don't even say anything, just throw them at him.
Well,
And go, if you're gonna put on a show, honey, do it right. And he goes like, what is this? An American flag with a little string up your butt, buddy.
yeah.
If you're gonna do it right.
Jamie, any of this, what do you think? Maybe something here?
I want to throw underpants at him and see what that does.
Well, I'll tell you, sometimes we come in late with the winner, but we got one.
Yeah, but hold on. Before we go, just because this is a really classy call with a classy ending, Melina, anything from the New York Times point of view on this one?
I think you guys really have that one covered. I loved your suggestion.
We have it covered and he doesn't, but we'll do what we can.
Jamie, thank you for the call. I hope you throw underpants at him, and I hope you fix his problem before you have an army of kids stretching naked in front of you.
Thank you guys so much.
Nobody wants that.
Thank you for the call.
Thank you, Jamie. The backside of a man is not a winner.